no one with that jawline is a good.
What jawline?
Exactly. I can't talk.
Missing in action.
I can't talk. I literally was with the eyes for this one going, maybe this will be a definition.
Me every morning.
Define it.
To Blood and Contracts. My name is Bailey Gabbert, and I'm your host. And with me, happily, every single week is
Kelly,
my sister by contract or marriage, and
Halsey,
my sister by blood.
Asadi.
What's up? Welcome. What was that accent? Welcome to weekend 3 of the podcast.
Yes.
Trace.
As we know from episode 2, 3s are our thing lately.
Yes.
They have been signs for the last month as we have built this up and launched it. And I have good vibes about this weekend because third time's a charm. We have a schedule.
We love it. We love a schedule.
We love a schedule. We have a plot line for this episode for the first time because why? Well, we learned lots of lessons listening to ourselves back. Honestly, that was the best part of the last 2 outputs was we just needed to hear how much of a mess we were to unmessify. How are you guys feeling about it, though?
I'm feeling good. I'm also feeling like it can only get better.
Yeah.
Amen.
You know?
If you thought episode 2 was good,
Just wait.
episode 3?
It's going to be a blast. We're going to be doing different tests for this episode and next episode for the segments or the Little Women moments, if you will. Today, we're going to be doing a crime one with Halsey.
True crime.
Horrors with Halsey. And then Kelly and I are going to break down or just obsess for about 30 minutes about reality television.
More like 45.
More like 45. Well,
listen, we had to share our time.
You did.
And we had a lot to cover
share our time.
That's true. I got my own segment, and you guys had to share.
Yeah. Well, and I was saying too, after we were done recording, I was like, you and I have not talked anything reality TV for so long because we've been waiting. So it's like all this pent up, excitement, anticipation. We had to let it all out.
And that's why you'll notice too. I mean, clearly we are talking to you from the future because we had to redo our intro, re-intro. But you will also notice that we're still learning lessons like Bailey, shut up. If you ask Kelly a question and then you're waiting for her to answer, she needs a minute. Stop filling in her answer. See? Every time.
Every day. Hey, you learn something new.
We learn something new.
And I'm working on not apologizing for things that I shouldn't apologize for.
You did it just then.
I know. And then I went,
yeah.
Oh, you brought your rubber band. Oh, look, we all have our rubber bands to learn something.
I don't. Mine's in my hair.
It's okay.
she has nothing to learn.
Facts.
One of the things we want to talk to you, Halsey, about was our idea for the organization of these podcasts. This is going to be technically our appetizer episode.
Oh, a moose-boosh.
A moose-boosh
Yes.
of TV, reality, pop culture, some crime that is both informative and aware.
Yes.
And then whatever else we want to talk about in those days. The next episode, which we're about to film, because we're in the future, is what will be our mains episode. So we'll have our main topic and then TikTok of the week. So stay tuned for that. With that being said, from the future, have a great episode. Welcome to the show. Before we get into anything, though, segment-wise, I have a couple things that I want to do, like, what is it called? Cleaning the house? No. What's that word?
Cleaning at the closet?
No.
Housekeeping.
Housekeeping things. Because one of the housekeeping things is feedback of our last episodes. They were messy. Listen, we're starting something very new. None of us have done this before, and we didn't have what we have today, which is a schedule of sorts and a plan.
Beautiful set.
And a beautiful set. That's also a huge housekeeping thing. Kelly and Jansen surprised us. Kelly's husband, Jansen, is our brother, by the way. We are in their primary bedroom right now. That is our new studio, and they have sacrificed a very large, beautiful bedroom to become this studio because they see this as a huge opportunity and something that you want to invest in.
Yeah.
And you have very lovingly invested in this way. Thank you.
We've got lights.
We got lights.
Cameras.
Action. Yeah.
Nap time.
Yeah.
So that's huge. Yeah. We also can all hear each other this week. Thank the gods. If you notice any of us cutting each other off or talking over each other, it's because only Kelly and I could hear each other the last 2 episodes. We couldn't hear Halsey because she was on a different mixer for recording. So now we are all on one mixer. Yeah. We can all hear each other's little moments and like asides, and that will help for talking over each other for sure. We're also podcasting in the AM again, which I really love. So if you're watching the YouTube or the cut downs on social on TikTok, I have my face roller. Halsey and I have our new fidget ghosts. Kelly's got her fidget ghost.
Ghost octopus.
Yeah, we're in the new studio. We've got our mugs and we're just ready to go.
Yeah.
Anything you guys wanted to do for housekeeping in terms of things that you heard in the first 2 episodes that you want to acknowledge, or things that you want to work on, or anything that you want the listeners to come out of the last few episodes with? It's a hard question.
I think for me, you touched on it. Just the we're figuring this out as we go. And so please stick with us because it's only going to get better every time.
Yeah.
The set's going to get a little bit better. We're going to get a gallery wall going on here. We're slowly getting better equipment. Yep. We're just piecing it together as we go. So
we want a neon sign.
Be
for
patient.
That wall.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The vibes are vibing. Yeah. Halsey, anything for you?
I heard your notes.
I kimmed Halsey last night and we had some notes, some production notes.
And I will let Kelly talk.
Thank you.
But also, I got a lot of very ego boosting notes from people this week.
I know, I love it.
Oof, it's been too much.
Straight to the dome.
My head is
too big now.
Massive.
We were at Kelly's.
That's why we've got the bigger room.
Yep.
Literally. For her head.
For my head.
We were at Kelly's surprise party. That's another housekeeping. We need to talk about what we've been up to the last week since the last episode. We had Kelly's 30th birthday surprise.
Yes. 3-0.
And at that dinner, I want to talk about that dinner, but at that dinner, we got to meet some of yours and Jansen's friends. And one of the wives came over and I was like, oh, hi, I'm Bailey. I couldn't even get my name out. She's like, oh, I know who you are. I listen to the podcast. I'm like, shut up. What? She's like, yes, I'm obsessed and I don't even like podcasts.
Yeah.
Then she goes, I was sold the second you and Halsey said the last thing that we need is another man talking in a podcast. Yeah. And I was sold from then on out. I'm like, girl, we found our people already.
Yeah.
And then my head
when I was
15 sizes that day.
Yes. When I was chatting with them too about it, and she was saying, I don't really listen to podcasts, but listening to your podcast, the questions you were asking, who were you in high school? She's like, I was answering those for myself and thinking about things that I haven't why would you think about that really kind of on your own, but being prompted to kind of dig deep a little bit in your own life while you're listening to us, how fun.
A quality of what I want out of the main topic conversations is the conversations that they're having in the car with us.
Yeah.
Because I talk to podcasts and to Bravo shows all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I talk to Craig on Southern Charm all the time.
Craig.
I'm like, Craig, what are you doing?
He's so stinking cute.
He's so stinking.
Those dimples, man.
Oh, he is so hot. I love that man. Anyway, sorry, ADHD.
We'll show a picture later.
I want to manifest that for our audience of they are asking those questions themselves. Yeah. They're responding back to us, and that's why we want to do the call-in episodes.
Yes,
because I eventually want to hear your answers. I want to hear what you were like in high school or who you are aligning to because you see yourself in one of us.
Yeah,
I can't wait for that.
Yeah,
that's so fun.
That's what I was gonna say. You're hearing our side of things, but we want to also hear your side of things.
Yes, 100%. That's why the basis of this podcast of Blood and Contracts is a way to create community, both in this room and online. And that will require some audience participation. But these days, especially for the women aspect who don't listen to podcasts, or anyone, non-binary or otherwise, if you're not a big podcast listener, I think this might be the podcast for you, because we're going to be doing things very differently than what I think the norm is, because we can do whatever the we want.
And I'm excited about
that. And please bleep that.
And where do you find a podcast where it's like, oh, you get a little true crime?
Yeah.
And you get to hear about your favorite Bravo show. And you get to hear about what we were like in high school or what we think about our bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Well-rounded.
Where it loops back to Little Women, where we all have our own little segment. Yep. We bring our own little certain spice, and you can skip through some of the spice, or you can.
If you don't want to hear true crime, I get it.
Yeah, skip ahead.
If you're not true crime girly,
that's okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's okay. Yeah. I'm going to give warnings before I read the story.
Great.
And before I talk about it. But, like, if that's not your thing, that's okay.
We should, on that note, do like a little trigger warning for this episode. Ooh. We are going to be talking about true crime and murder, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Within the true crime, medical terms and medical abuse.
Ooh, yucky.
Buckle up for that one. And just like child, not neglect, child manipulation.
Yeah.
It's not great.
Bummer.
It's a bummer, but it has a interesting ending, and I think it's a good one to share.
Love.
Yeah.
Last order of housekeeping. What have you guys been up to since our last episode, the last couple weeks? Kelly, you want to go first?
Me going first?
Yeah.
Yep. I've aged.
Wait, me too in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. We had birthdays all around.
So many birthdays.
Not me.
September is our family month. Oof. We have
busy.
Jansen's birthday, Kelly's husband, on September 11th. Yep. We have my birthday on the 20th. Never forget my birthday. And then Kelly's on the 28th.
Yep.
It's Virgo season going into Libra season. It's a lot for us. Anyway, so you got older.
We launched. Officially.
Yeah, we officially launched in September.
But yeah, I had my birthday. I feel like that was like the biggest thing. We got carpet. I keep thinking
carpet.
It's so plushy.
Yeah, my birthday surprise that I was truly, truly surprised. I didn't ruin it.
Yay.
I was very
patient,
aware that he was planning something, but
patient's probably not the word.
Not patient.
She asked a lot of questions
every day. Can I ask a birthday related question? No.
Fine.
Can I ask a adjacent birthday related question?
A parallel birthday related question?
Horizontal.
So had the surprise party where you showed up, you were there. I thought I was just going to dinner with your mom. And she was there too. Yeah. But my parents flew into town. My friends were here.
A really cute baby came.
The cutest baby.
That's also not a baby. That is a whole ass toddler.
Yeah, he's a chunk.
He's a chunk a month.
Yeah.
I loved it.
And then went to Sedona, did some hiking, got outdoor fresh air. Mm-hmm. We love that.
It's been so nice in Phoenix this week.
Yeah. Yeah. It's in the 90s.
No, in the mornings it's in the
crisp
70s. Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Crisp. And then
Hutch got a little operation to get fixed.
A little snip snop.
Now he's the second boy in this family that's snipped.
Archie's
snipped too.
So third boy. Yeah.
See, now I thought James was a trendsetter. I guess not. And he's doing really good.
Yeah.
Not James.
I was literally about to say, yeah, James, you're such a good boy.
He's such a good boy, James.
He's so good. He's really mellowed out.
Never. He will never mellow out.
So yeah, it's been a busy, I would say, busy couple of weeks, but
and this week felt so long.
Oh my gosh.
Longest week of my life.
Longest week of my life.
Every day, we said in the text train, every day was simultaneously a Monday and a Friday.
Yeah.
It was awful.
Yeah. It was a lot.
Yeah.
So long.
But we're here now. But it was a good busy week.
Good.
I like being busy, but I also need to balance it out with like some not being busy. So I'm excited to slow down just a little bit.
Well, now we're about to excuse me, I burped. Well, now we're about to like get into an actual schedule with the pod weekends where they'll be every other weekend. That was another not point of contention, but a learning. Yes. So something that nobody really knew was last week, or the last two episodes were filmed and recorded within the same weekend. Mm-hmm. And we are going to do that, but we also recorded back-to-back weekends because we had our pod camp and then we had the first filming weekend because we wanted to try and get ahead so we could launch in September. We are not doing that to ourselves moving forward.
Yeah.
We are doing every other weekend now Because I do think as we establish this podcast, it's better to do it in person. The chemistry we need to all build together over this first year, and that's not really going to happen virtually. We do want to do virtual content to make it easier for us to put out stuff faster. But for now, we're filming every other weekend. We're trying to do 2 main episodes and some Patreon content every time we're out here.
Yeah.
So
this weekend we're trying to do 3 main episodes, but
because we got to get ahead.
So we got to to get caught up and ahead.
I kind of like that we're telling them a little bit of the behind the scenes.
Some BTS. Yep, behind the scenes.
Yeah,
there
BTS.
we go. BTS.
Halsey, how was your last couple of weeks?
Oh, well, I did not have a birthday, because my birthday
She's our
is
summer
in
baby.
July. I worked a lot. Went to the gym
I need to get back into that.
because I'm trying to be working on my fitness.
Working on your fitness.
D's my witness. Ooh.
Oh my god.
I got a great Fergie story for some time. I don't know. I didn't really do anything. I'm trying to think.
You're just
I went
surviving.
to a Taylor Tomlinson show.
Oh.
How was it?
It was super fun.
Was it?
It's hilarious. It's going to be on Netflix soon.
Wait, were you at a Netflix taping?
No, it's being taped, I think, this month in LA.
Of course.
Of course. But it's very funny. And I love her because she had a very similar upbringing to ours.
Yeah.
And
Pause. Is that the one that we watched the last time I was
Yes.
out here? Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
so this is her new special that she's touring right now.
She reminds me of Jenna McCurdy a little bit.
A little bit.
Like the
Little
same, their voices are very similar.
Yeah,
Yes.
I can.
Yeah.
Hear that?
Yeah.
But no, she's just so fun. And I love the way that she brings humor to her life and dark stuff. And I don't know, she's just really fun.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, I did that.
And then
I
mom got COVID.
And then her mother got COVID. I did not. God bless. I've been testing negative all week. And yeah, we basically don't see each other. We live in the same house, but we don't really see each other
Yeah, you
that
guys
much.
have opposite
We have
schedules.
very opposite schedules. And so, and when I'm home, I'm mostly just like in my little cave.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then I've just been like masking around the house and avoiding her. So,
For those that don't know, Halsey lives with our grandfather, our maternal grandfather, who's aging and lovely, and our mom. And that's pretty new. You're still within the first 6 months of that change.
yeah. So, I mean, I've lived with mom, just her and I, for the
Yeah.
last 5-ish years, on and off, because I kept leaving the country. And, little breaks for
Out of the country.
out of the country.
Love you so much. I'm leaving this entire country.
See you next year.
Yeah.
Literally.
Literally. Hey, I was always home for Christmas.
Amen.
Yes.
Yeah. And yeah, so for all of last year, the backstory context is he has lung cancer, was diagnosed in 2021. And so for the last 3 years, our mother has been taking care of him,
His
and
caretaker.
doing all of his medical stuff with him.
Which is a full-time job.
Yep.
Yeah.
On top of her already full-time job.
Yep.
She has sacrificed a lot of her life to take care of him.
Are you on caretaker talk yet? Because you live with mom.
Yes.
It's so cool. I
Yeah.
keep getting these really amazing TikToks of ways to love your caretaker parent when you're not the caretaker yet.
Yeah.
Because especially for boomers, a lot of boomers are starting to take care of their parents. This is new for them, and it's a lot of hard territory.
Yeah.
And I've been getting a lot of how to show grace to caretakers, because it's a full-time job that they did not ask for and did not expect. And they have no concept of what it will look like day to day. Mom is an hour by hour person right now, and she hates that. And I feel for her.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been, so all of last year, basically he had a pretty bad fall, at the house by himself. And kind of after that, we just decided that it was best that we kind of take turns staying at the house, as we finished up our lease with our old condo. And also during that time, she got a boyfriend.
For the first time since her divorce.
Well, and also for the first time since she was 19 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. Jesus.
And she's in her late 50s.
Yeah.
But so also navigating all of that and how to become a caretaker, and kind of giving up our like single little girl house, you know, our
Your
dream
Barbie
house.
dream house.
Yes.
Literally our Barbie dream house, and we moved into.
And you're gonna have it again.
And we'll have it again.
Yeah.
I'll have it again one day. But
Right now you're kind of doing a Ken, what's it?
the
Casa Doja house with a
Dojo
Barbie.
Casa
It's a crossover.
Mojo Dojo.
Mojo
Dojo
Casa
Casa
house.
house.
Yeah.
I know that because
With-
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Kelly's, that's an update.
That's
from
an
last
update.
week.
Kelly finally saw Barbie.
Thank God, so she can understand what we're referencing.
Yeah.
Sublime.
Anyways, it's been a
been a thing.
journey.
Yeah.
It's been a thing.
Yeah, so we spent every other week there, on and off, literally not seeing each other basically all of 2022.
Which is why you don't have COVID.
yes, I don't have COVID. And yeah, now we live there full time.
Yeah, and you're making it your own. You guys
Yeah.
have done a ton of improvements to that house.
Oh, yeah.
It looks amazing.
Took down all the dream catchers
Oh, yeah, and that
and
Navajo
all the
paintings.
slightly problematic Native American art.
Okay, for backstory, our grandfather was a police officer on Navajo reservations for the large majority of his career. He was also, in my opinion, one of the good cops. We hope.
And honestly, he retired because of corruption. He
Yes.
retired because he was sick of
Watching it.
living in small town Arizona and working with very corrupt police officers, and he left early. He retired early and moved down to Phoenix.
So he had a lot of Native American art, artifacts, random paintings, influence in the
also,
house.
he did not decorate that house.
I know his ex did.
His ex-wife did.
One of them.
One of the four.
And she made some choices.
She really did.
Really did.
It was the 90s and the early aughts.
Yeah.
My last 2 weeks have been insane. I have driven, I can't even tell you how many miles in my
Do
lovely
you
car.
want to calculate it?
I kind of did. I've done over 3,000 miles in
gosh.
just the last 3 weeks.
that poor car.
But that's why we bought the new car
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
leasing, because that
Yeah.
our Jeep was so uncomfortable,
Yeah.
and it was time.
Yeah.
And we're dual income, kind of. And we got married. It was time.
Yeah.
So I am James's sister's secondary health resource. And she potentially will be getting a lung transplant in the next year. But for right now, I'm her resource if her husband, who's in the Navy, is unavailable. So I went up to San Francisco this week to take her to doctor's appointments because she can't drive long distances. So I did that. I also came down for Kelly's birthday, and I got to do fun stuff too. Like mom took me for a resort pass day at my favorite hotel, the Royal Palms.
Yeah. We love you.
We love you. We love you.
We frequent.
So many
Your
times.
Also, resortpass.com.
Oh, I love Resort Pass. Oh,
Big fans.
big fans.
Our whole family has an obsession.
We do.
with Resort
The amount
Pass.
of people that I tell about Resort Pass, I'm like, have you heard
They should
about
be paying
this?
us.
I worked in a hotel for nearly 2 years and we didn't have a pool. So I was recommending Resort Pass
to visitors.
every
Oh.
single day.
Makes sense.
I
Love
deserve
that.
a freaking free membership.
You do.
Right?
First of all, they should have a membership. You should
How
be
they
ab-
don't already
how
have
they
a
don't-
membership, I don't understand at all.
Do not understand. You should be able to do like a drop-in rate. You should be able to go to like your favorites at least once a month.
Guys, we've got ideas.
Call us Resort Pass.
Free advice
You're
happening
welcome.
right here for you.
Strategies.
Yeah.
So we got to do that, and then I was supposed to get to hang out with my friend Tiffany and go see their new house in Gilbert, but I woke up Friday morning. I already knew I was gonna get sick, and I needed to like rest because I had been driving so much.
Yeah.
So I had to cancel on her, and I need to reschedule.
We love you,
Um,
Tiffany.
We love you,
Sorry.
Tiffany
She
and
listens-
Christopher.
Oh, I need to text her back.
Okay, this is our first installment of
Horrors with Halsey.
alliteration.
Hi guys.
Hi.
For today's Horrors with Halsey, or True Crime with Halsey, whatever we end up calling this,
Yeah.
we're going to be talking about the story of Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
Interesting. Yes.
Because there's been an update. And so this is a hard story. Like I said, my trigger warnings are medical abuse, child abuse, and murder. There she is. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to try not to cry because I feel like a weird heart connection to her. The good news is she is not dead.
Oh, good.
Gypsy is not the one who's dead.
Okay.
but we'll get to that. So she was born to Claudine Petra. If I'm saying that wrong, it's not my fault. We're going to call her Dee Dee because that's what she went by this entire time. So Dee Dee Blanchard. She was, her mom was 24 when she was born. Her dad, Rod, was 17. Wow. So we're going to think through that for a second. In July of 1991. It's also very important to remember that she was born in 1991.
Okay.
From birth, Dee Dee was claiming that Gypsy had all kinds of health issues, from sleep apnea to later on unspecified chromosomal disorders. At some point, her mother claimed that Gypsy had muscular dystrophy and made her use a walker.
Whoa.
Gypsy stated that when she was 7 or 8, she was riding on her grandfather's motorcycle with him, and they got in like a really minor accident, and she had like a small wound on her knee. Her mother stated that doctors had given her a wheelchair, which she would need to use. And from then on, she was in a wheelchair.
It's 11:11, Make-A-Wish.
So, yeah. This is what she's telling the daughter?
Or? No, so this is Gypsy's retelling in interviews.
Okay.
Is that her mom told the doctors, or told the family that the doctors had said she needs to be in a wheelchair now. Okay. That the accident was that bad, and that her muscular dystrophy was that bad.
Interesting.
And that was when she was like 7 or 8 years old. In 2001, Dee Dee, so around the same time, Dee Dee claimed that Gypsy was 8 when she was actually 10. Mm-hmm. And this is the assumed beginning of Dee Dee lying about Gypsy's age to make her seem younger. Mm. So Gypsy would later say in an interview that for 15 years she did not know her real age.
Oh my gosh.
At all. Didn't know. Her mom was constantly getting new fake birth certificates, new fake documents, changing their names, all kinds of things. Wow. Gypsy was pulled out of school for sure in 2nd grade. That's what's documented, but her absences, and it could have been even as early as kindergarten, that she wasn't really going to school. Oh my goodness. And that her mom was homeschooling her. Gypsy claims in interviews that she taught herself how to read with the Harry Potter books. Dee Dee moved in with her father and stepmother, and they would later claim that when preparing food for her stepmother, she was poisoning it with weed killer. During that time, Dee Dee was also arrested for several minor offenses, including writing bad checks. When her parents began to regularly confront her about her treatment of Gypsy and express suspicion about her role in her stepmother's health, Dee Dee left Missouri, which is where they were living, with Gypsy for New Orleans. And right after that, her stepmother's health returned to normal.
Of course.
Oh my gosh.
So I want to get a little deeper into the medical bullshit that Dee Dee put Gypsy through. While a muscle biopsy, so this is now they're in New Orleans. A muscle biopsy found no sign of muscular dystrophy. Dee Dee insisted that Gypsy had it, and she was successful in securing treatment for her daughter's other issues. After she told doctors Gypsy had seizures every few months, they prescribed anti-seizure medication. She also went through several surgeries during this time.
Oh my gosh.
That were unneeded, but her mother somehow convinced doctors that she needed these surgeries.
What the hell?
And she regularly took Gypsy to the emergency room for minor ailments. She would apply a topical anesthetic to numb Gypsy's gums before doctor's visits, so that it would cause like uncontrollable drooling.
Oh my God.
So her saliva glands were treated with Botox and then later removed completely. Surgically had her saliva glands surgically removed.
Oh my God.
To stop her from drooling?
That her mother was causing the drooling.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dark.
So the lack of salivary glands coupled with the side effects of the anti-seizure medication she was given caused her teeth to decay, to the point that the majority of her front teeth were extracted and were replaced with a bridge. So like if you pull up pictures with her, you'll often see that her teeth are like all
different,
funky and messed up. She now has she's had full reconstructed surgery. Yeah. Aww. While she's been in prison. Yeah. Spoiler alert. Anytime a doctor tried to step in and call out Dee Dee for the unethical medical treatments she was putting her daughter through, Dee Dee would just stop seeing that doctor.
Of course.
And just go find a new one. So then Hurricane Katrina happens.
Oh, God.
And it devastates the area that they're living in August of 2005.
Yeah.
Dee Dee and Gypsy leave their ruined apartment for shelter in Covington, set up for individuals with special needs. So then they're also taking a spot
that could have gone to someone with
actual special needs.
Damn.
Yeah.
Also, pause. The hospital thing pisses me off so much because in America, hospitals don't have to share information cross network because of client or
HIPAA.
HIPAA. But these are the moments where it screws us, and domestic violence cases too, because a doctor can't put on a note on a patient that will be seen by other doctors.
Well, and it also has so much more to do, less with HIPAA and more with the privatization of healthcare and hospitals. The fact that hospitals are businesses and are privately owned.
Yep. Amen.
Universal healthcare. If we
we're all.
Anyways, yeah. So
in Covington,
Dee Dee said that Gypsy's medical records, including her birth certificate, had been destroyed in the flooding. There's also speculation that their house was not affected from
gross
Katrina.
Really?
That is speculation.
Yeah.
There is I don't think there's any real proof to back up that their house was not destroyed. But a doctor from the Ozarks suggested that they relocate back to Missouri, and by the next month, they were airlifted to Missouri. And then in 2008, a Habitat for Humanity built them a small home with a wheelchair ramp and a hot tub.
Wow.
Oh, hot tub.
So they were also then received a free home.
Yeah.
And a free hot tub.
And a free hot tub.
We love a free hot tub.
Yeah.
So Bernardo Flasterstein, who was a pediatric neurologist who saw Gypsy in Springfield, Missouri, once they had moved back there, he suspected the possibility of Munchausen by proxy. Flasterstein did not follow up by reporting Dee Dee to social services.
Why?
He said he had been told by other doctors to treat this pair with golden gloves and doubted the authorities would believe him anyway. In 2009, an anonymous caller told the police about Dee Dee's use of different names and birth dates for herself and for her daughter, and suggested that Gypsy was in better health than claimed. Officers who performed the resulting wellness check accepted Dee Dee's explanation that she used this misinformation to make it harder for her abusive ex-husband, which didn't exist, to find her and Gypsy. So they didn't talk to Rod, Gypsy's dad, no follow-up with him. And the police officers reported that Gypsy seemed genuinely to be mentally disabled, and the file was closed. So that is, for me, the most frustrating part of Gypsy's story, and the part that makes me, feel for her is the constant failure of the system.
Yeah.
That there were countless opportunities for someone to step in and fight for her. Yeah. And no one did until it was too late.
Same thing with the Ruby Frankie story. Yep. There were CPS calls in the tens with the Salt Lake City PD, and none of them did anything.
So the problem with that is that they are warned, and so they have time to.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and also
cover up and to make sure that their kids say the right things.
Yes, and that's also the Mormon culture too.
Yeah.
When police and Mormon culture go hand in hand, especially in Salt Lake. Anyways,
we're getting kind of towards the end here. Okay. Gypsy got really into fantasy conventions like Comic-Con.
Okay.
Because it was a place where she could be anyone but herself. In 2011, she made what may have been an escape attempt that ended when her mother found her in a hotel room with a man she had met online. Again, Dee Dee produced the paperwork giving Gypsy's false younger birth date. So this time it's 2011. So, and she's the same age as Jansen. So she's already
20.
Yeah, she's 19 or 20 at the time.
Yeah.
But Dee Dee is lying and saying that she is 15, or if not younger.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like she's a minor.
Yeah. So Dee Dee produces this paperwork, and threatens to inform the police. And Gypsy recalls that afterward, Dee Dee smashed her computer with a hammer and threatened to do the same to her fingers if she ever tried to escape again. She also kept Gypsy leashed and handcuffed to her bed for 2 weeks. Dee Dee later told Gypsy that she had filed paperwork with the police claiming that Gypsy was mentally incompetent, leading Gypsy to believe that if she ever attempted to go to the police for help, they would not believe her.
Wow.
My God.
So sometime around 2012, Gypsy, who continued...
Yeah. Was Dee Dee a Stephen King fan? Do we know?
I
was thinking that too.
I know.
because-
In my mind, I was like, what is that movie?
Yes, where she breaks the feet.
Yes. Misery.
Misery.
Yeah,
I hate that
Kathy
movie
Bates,
so much.
right?
Yes,
Kathy
Kathy
Bates.
Bates.
Yeah.
That was the movie that made me hate Kathy Bates for a really long time
Yeah.
because she was so her character.
Evil.
She
Yeah.
was so evil.
And James
Caan.
Caan. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. Okay.
So, sometime around 2012, Gypsy, who continued to use the internet after her mother had gone to bed, made contact online with Nicholas Gojan, a man around her age from Big Bend, Wisconsin.
Huh.
The next year, they would meet for the first time in person. I don't want to delve into that time much because the media loves to exploit the sexual aspect of their relationship
of course.
and the BDSM
Because it gets
conversations.
clicks.
Yeah. It was very highlighted in the Hulu show, and it was really gross.
Oh. Hulu, do better.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I get why they. It is an important part of the story, but it is.
But is it like 10% of the actual story?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
That's a bummer.
So yeah, the media loves to highlight this visit and their online sexual relationship in general, and I just don't feel it's relevant to the story.
But also, she was over the age of 20, right?
Yeah.
At that point, so
Yeah.
like she's a f***ing adult.
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep cussing.
No, it's okay. Who's having, like normal young adult sexual fantasies, feelings, whatever, yeah.
100%.
And not being able to.
And honestly,
experience
probably
them.
delayed because
Yes.
if we're being honest, like my sexual fantasies or like start of was like 12, 11. You know, like kids are
And
thinking
she
about
wasn't
those things.
getting to have
Yeah,
those
she was.
things,
Her
yeah.
mom was not even allowing that to be a reality.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in June of 2015, Nicholas would return to Springfield where Gypsy would let him into the house while Dee Dee was asleep. And he proceeded to stab Dee Dee 17 times in the back while she was asleep. Gypsy was allegedly in the bathroom away from the scene the entire time. They fled to a motel. Bailey's face.
Now I think I've heard
Yeah.
this part.
Yeah.
I saw one picture of her and I kind of
Yeah.
placed something from TikTok, but I did not know this
Yeah.
part.
So yeah, 17 times
But in the back,
in the back while she was asleep.
so he didn't have to see her face.
Gypsy was allegedly in the bathroom the entire time, away from the scene.
Yeah.
And then they fled to a motel outside of Springfield where they stayed for a few days while planning their next move. During that time, they were seen on security cameras several times. Mostly Gypsy was wearing like a blonde wig.
So this is very premeditated.
And walking around. And not using any medical aid device anymore because she didn't ever actually need it.
Yeah.
Wow.
She was just but she didn't know
Well, of
that
course
she
not.
didn't need it.
How crazy.
So Gypsy said at that point she believed that the two had managed to get away with their crime. They mailed the murder weapon back to his house in Wisconsin, and then went there to avoid getting caught.
Isn't that also a federal crime too? Because he mailed something across
Yeah.
state lines
Yeah.
that was related to a murder or related to a crime. Wow.
They also at this time posted some really creepy, very eerie Facebook posts on Dee Dee's Facebook.
So it's like she's still
Yeah.
alive.
No, but they were
Ish.
like, the blank is dead, but
Whoa.
like really dark.
Okay.
Anyways, they were eventually caught. Duh. Thanks to some really weird Facebook posts. And then to wrap this up, in July of 2015, Gypsy took a plea bargain and received 10 years in prison for second-degree murder.
Wow.
Nick was sentenced in 2018 to life.
Yeah. Because you chose that choice, Bubba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Recently, it was announced that Gypsy will be released on parole 3 years early.
Wow.
She will be released on December 28th of this year.
Well, what is she being
Wow.
released to? Like her dad? Like
No, she got married while she's been in prison
What?
to a different man.
interesting.
That's it.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
So that is the story of Gypsy Rose. I have been like I mean, so that story was all coming about when I was still in high school.
Yeah.
So it's one of those ones that I was like,
you
completely
watched.
Yeah, I watched it live.
Yeah.
Because they were caught in 2015. So it was right after I graduated high school in 2014. But
I can't imagine the amount of therapy that girl needs for the rest of her life.
Oh, I know.
yeah.
Because
So-
the creepy Facebook messages and like
Mhm.
the behavior post the murder are
Yeah.
very indicative of someone who is stunted at
Yes.
like brain wise
Mm-hmm.
and doesn't know how to handle big emotions.
So her extended family, I was reading a lot of this, thank you Wikipedia. A lot of this was from the Wikipedia page and I did a lot of editing. But her extended family who have like interacted with her since she's been in jail or in prison have said things like that they see too much of Dee Dee in her eyes. That that they feel bad because they left her with her for too long.
Yeah.
And
Too
so
long.
that her empathy is kind of broken
Yeah.
because she was raised around this narcissistic,
Yeah. Self-centered.
self-centered crazy person. So
Who made her sick.
Yeah, who made her sick.
Yeah.
Oh, there's also like there's so many other layers. Just like
Sure.
she had this and they show it in the Hulu show. Can you pull the one thing I did love about the Hulu show is the girl who played her is
Wait, it was scripted?
yeah, so it was
Oh, it's not a documentary.
It's not a documentary. So there is an HBO documentary called Mother Dearest.
Oh, I did
think-
see a clip of that.
I think it's called Mother Dearest.
is.
You can
I've
pull it up on the
searched.
Google. Just
What is
do
he searching on
Gypsy
Hulu?
Just Gypsy Rose Blanchard Hulu.
Hulu?
So yeah, the Hulu show was called
Oh,
The
Joey King?
Act.
Yeah.
Joey King played her, and she actually did a really good job.
Yes.
Um,
oh my god, I'm putting all of this together.
I
And
didn't
then,
watch
yeah,
it, but
Patricia Arquette played Dee Dee.
Ooh, that's good.
She also did a really great job.
I love her.
Um,
She's so
especially
hot.
because
Ugh.
she plays like gross so well.
She plays gross, grimy,
she does.
awful
Yes.
asshole so well.
Like, can you pull up a picture of her
That
in
show
that
needs
character?
Severance. Where
I
is
need
Severance?
season 2. I think it got
I've
delayed
never
with
watched it.
everything.
Oh, with the writer's strike.
Yeah.
Also, Chloe Sevigny. I love Chloe Sevigny.
Oh yeah, she plays the neighbor in the Habitat for Humanity.
Didn't she win? Didn't Joey King win something for this role?
Possibly.
Like an Emmy or something?
Um,
She's such a good actress.
yeah, God, that show's
Okay,
rough.
well, I'll put that on my watch list now that I
Yeah.
know what it's about.
I didn't love it only because they highlighted for like
The
an
sexual
entire
stuff.
episode the sexual stuff.
Of course, they need it for people
Yeah.
love that. It's
Yeah.
gross. Oh, hello.
Oh, that's not a part of it.
It reminded me. Did you ever watch The Politician on Netflix?
Yes.
Yes.
The what's her face's character?
Yes.
So they think that character is actually based off of
Oh, that's
Gypsy.
funny. That show is so good.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Ben
I hated
Platt.
the ending, but I
Yeah.
loved.
I
the
haven't
show.
watched the second season.
Second season's great. Third season sucks,
Okay.
which usually happens.
So
I'd
then
agree
the HBO documentary,
Is
I-
Mother Dearest.
I think it's called Mother Dearest, but
Okay.
yeah, it's rough. There was so many times where the system is so
Failed.
broken and failed Gypsy so epically. There were so many times where people could have stepped in,
Adults could have stepped in.
that adults could have stepped in and saved her from that ending.
Yeah.
Why is that such a trend in 90s families of like, we're just not going to talk about it. We're going to avoid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Push
I don't
under rugs.
if I don't think about it, it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. If we don't talk, bring it up, it doesn't exist. That's a huge part of like the Carlin story too, of like trauma that was just glazed over and not really talked about and
Yeah.
manipulated so that we didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So hard for me. Well, thank you for sharing her story.
On that
Wild.
really just relaxing note, that's it.
That's it. Thank you for your first segment of
You're welcome.
horrors with
Horrors.
Halsey.
Horrors
Does
of
kind of sound like
Halsey.
horrors with Halsey, but you know, it's whatever
Halsey's
your vibe.
horrors.
Halsey's horrors. Halsey's horrors.
Halsey's horrors.
Let's
We
lighten
just
it up.
really got to enunciate.
Enunciate.
Let's do some.
Let's lighten it up.
Bravo.
So-
Reality TV, anyone?
We're gonna talk books, podcasts, movies, TV, any kind of form of media that we ingest, we want to talk about in this segment. It's not necessarily pop culture. It's more about content that we're taking in.
Yeah.
And Kelly and I, we have a lot of time on our hands. And we watch a lot of things.
Yes.
Both fictional and reality, quote unquote. For this first segment, I want to talk about the things that we're currently watching and then future things that when they come back in season that we will bring back into the show.
Okay.
So current watches. Go ahead.
Love is Blind.
The new Love is Blind season 5, which is utter trash.
Oh, yes.
We're going to talk about the first episodes that are out in this episode.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do a little homework in between episodes, and Kelly and I are going to go watch the new episodes.
Yeah, new episodes just released. Just launched. What's the word I'm looking for?
Launched.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Love is Blind. So you're going to get a mix of different stuff. Like we're really into Bravo. We're really into Netflix reality TV. I'm really into we love Apple TV. Like Severance is a fantastic show. James and I are watching the morning show right now. We're on season 2.
I need to watch that.
It's amazing. I've never seen.
I'm watching Riverdale.
Halsey is off on a little weird tangent on Riverdale right now.
Or Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah. Shout out to Dimension 20.
And that's why Kelly and I are hosting this side of the podcast.
Yep. And I'm just going to be ranking.
So we're going to explain things to Halsey that we know of in this world to kind of just bring her into it and show her a little piece of what we're interested in.
Yeah.
But really can run the gamut.
Yeah.
Okay, other things that are currently on.
Shows that are currently on.
Southern Charm.
But I'm not in the current season.
Yes, so
I'm just starting.
Current season is season 9.
Yeah. And
I'm on season 9 and caught up and obsessed.
I've never even heard of this show. It's on 9 seasons?
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
I'm on season 1.
And season 1 is set in 2014, 13?
13?
Can we look that up? Season 1 of Southern Charm Bravo. The fashion in that season.
2011.
2014. Damn, I'm so good. The fashion is insane.
Humble.
Can you just click images?
I was gonna say, can you pull up some images?
Oh God, Shep was like a whole ass frat boy.
Yep, that's 2014.
The
bandage dresses.
Not Hillary.
Cameron.
No. Oh God,
Jenna?
I miss Cameron so much.
Catherine
is already gone too. Man, so many of the OGs are gone. Okay, here's what we'll say about Southern Charm because it's had so many seasons. Most of the time with Bravo shows, I'm kind of done by season 8 or 9 because it's all the same tropes and they don't know how to grow. Like Vanderpump honestly only got better again because of all of the intensity that happened in season 10. Southern Charm though, the people that they bring in for net new seasons really spice it up enough to keep you involved in their lives. It is the only Bravo show that I have actively gone and checked on everyone and followed a lot of the people to see what they're up to these days. Yeah. So Cameron, who's one of the OGs, she's no longer on the show. I'm not going to tell you anything about where her life is now. I can't wait to see because she's so different in the beginning of the show. She's newly married, little Miss Lily Pulitzer wifey, but she doesn't want kids. And it is the most interesting thing because it's set in South Carolina.
Yeah.
And it is Lily Pulitzerville. Yeah. Everyone is married. All the boys won't grow up. They call them Peter Pans or Neverland boys because they never want to grow up.
Yeah.
And she is the ringleader of these men who are really boys and they don't have their shit together. And she kind of is their mama bird for the first 3 or 4 seasons. Did you write that? Shut up. Did you
Cameron,
write
Mama Hen?
Literally, she is.
I was she is coming in, and because in one of the first episodes, she goes to lunch or something with Shep, and he's telling her something, and she's like, "This is wrong.
Yes.
You're wrong.
You're wrong.
This is what you need to do. You need to be a Southern gentleman."
Yes.
And I was like, she's just here to whip these boys into shape.
And she does the entire time she's on the show. I honestly think she got off the show because they would not grow the
She's like, I'm over.
She's like, I gotta go live my own life.
I'm not raising children.
But she's still very active on social, but I don't look her up yet.
I've tried. So another show that we are very into is Summer House. And so while I was getting caught up to current season Summer House, I was very religious of I'm not looking up anyone's on social. I did cave a little bit. So I had seen that prior to the last season that was on that Carl and Lindsay had gotten engaged at that time.
And now they're
R.I.P.
What
Yeah.
Summer
So
There's a little crossover with Summer House and
Yes.
Southern Charm.
that's why I want her to watch Southern Charm. So Southern Charm is like Vanderpump Rules.
Mhm.
It's a young crowd of people when they first started, all in their 30s ish or
Minus
late
Thomas.
20s, minus Thomas, who is way too old
50.
and should never have been on this show. And he's so gross and inbred. There's a lot of inbred
Season
happening
1.
on
Thomas
Southern
gives
Charm.
me the ick is the first thing I
Oh,
wrote.
the big, and everything he does gives you the ick, and it only gets worse.
and he's literally inbred.
Oh, a lot of these people are because they all come from the OG families of the South.
Ew.
Whitney, that man's inbred, and you know it.
Yeah.
100%.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So Southern Charm is its own unit, and then there is a friend group that came from a little bit of Southern Charm and then a little bit of just like New Yorkness, and they made what is called Summer House, which is a show that's shot over the course of I think only 2 months and only on the weekends
Summer.
Yeah, when they come in from New York to the Hamptons and they share a house. It's a share house show.
So it's kind of Bachelor in Paradise-y.
Bachelor in Paradise-y, but like there's
Part-time.
But they're all in each other's lives off the show too. So
Oh.
things happen in the other parts of the year, and then it's delved into during Summer House filming, and it's messy.
Yeah.
Like recently, because you're caught up with Summer House,
Yeah.
Lindsay Hubbard and Carl Radke broke off their engagement. Well, Carl broke off their engagement, but he did it on the show while filming, broke off their engagement, and waited until filming resumed to do it.
That's gross.
Yucky. So
And like a couple months before the wedding.
2 months before the wedding in Mexico, which all of their guests had already booked travel for.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it was already like
Yes.
non-refundable.
They already went on their
prepaid.
they went on their they had her bridal shower, which he came to for
Yeah.
a little bit, and then he broke everything off, and then she went on her bachelorette trip with all of her girlfriends.
Well,
and,
yeah, because why
and
wouldn't
made it
you?
like an FU trip. It was amazing.
Yeah.
So there's
Wow.
Summer House, but then there's also Winter House, which is a share Winter House during January, where they all come together for only 2 weeks of filming, and it's a shorter season, and there's no reunion, but you get like a little taste of like what they've been doing since summer ended, and then all the drama that happens in Winter House is then regurgitated
Yeah.
when Summer House comes back.
Yeah. So I had no idea I had no idea Winter House existed. And then they were like showing these clips and I was like, why are they filming all of this stuff off season to like
Just put in
cut
clips.
to? Yeah. I was like,
That's
what
funny.
is up with this? But learned that there's Winter House.
There's
Also-
only been
so
2
many
seasons of Winter
layers.
House.
Yeah.
So many
Also,
layers.
I have some Lover Boys in my
I saw
refrigerator
that.
downstairs, and Kyle
Okay.
Cook
Yep.
is Cookie, is the founder, him and his wife Amanda, who are both on Summer House.
And Winter House. They're the founding couple.
So how many seasons are there of Summer House?
There
7.
are 7 seasons of Summer House, 2 seasons of Winter House. Southern Charm has 9. So now the later seasons of Summer House now have trickled people from Southern Charm, because now someone from Southern Charm is dating someone from Summer House, and the worlds have collided over the last couple of seasons. It's very strange. So now people from Summer House are now coming on to Southern Charm in the new seasons because they're starting to move in together. Craig.
I love him.
I love Craig. Craig.
If you're watching the visual version of this podcast, all
Halsey's-
you've seen is my face go.
What?
You're like, there's so much, too much.
My eyes are twitching.
I'm sorry.
It's just so many layers.
Yeah.
It is. And that's just Bravo.
And
And
that's just
Vanderpump.
Yeah, I'm a big Vanderpumpy girl. I've been watching since season 1. I love Stassi. I didn't love her when she got canceled, which she was very she was supposed to get canceled.
I have
What's up?
I have a Vanderpump tidbit
What?
from this week. Not that I watch it,
Yeah.
but that my hairstylist friend started watching it, and she was telling me while she was doing my hair, and I almost spoiled
Oh,
the whole like Sandoval drama because she doesn't know. She hasn't gotten any spoilers because she's like a mom. Like she doesn't like.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so
and
jealous
she
of
doesn't-
her.
So she's watching it all for the first time. No spoilers.
Oh,
But do you know who her favorite person is?
Who?
Not Sandoval, but other Tom.
Tom, yeah. I mean, he was a favorite for a long
Schwartz.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, I love Schwartz. And I'm like,
Oh,
you
won't.
won't.
Yeah.
Like, I
loved-
don't even watch a
I
show,
loved
and
it.
I
I
know that
honestly
you
loved
won't.
both of them.
Yeah.
I did
So
well,
much.
I did not like Sandoval ever, but I did like Schwartz for a while.
She already
just thought he
doesn't
was
like Sandoval,
ridiculous.
so I do think that's very funny. But
his gaslighting is in the beginning with Kristen, the way he would treat her, disgusting.
1000%, yeah.
And it only gets worse now that
Yes.
you have all the context
Yes.
of like what he's done.
Yeah.
Like, she was right.
Well, because back then, all of us hated Kristen.
Could not stand her.
Could not.
I'm not sure if I'm a big
I'm not really
Kristen fan
sold either. Still,
yet.
she's coming back
I know.
for season 11.
I know.
I don't know if I like that. I also love how she's dropped like 20 pounds since she became popular again.
Yeah.
I'm guarantee you she's on Ozempic or something like
Yeah,
that.
she's like, I
I'm
gotta
like,
get-
oh, she's getting camera ready.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Oh goodness.
Yeah. So Vanderpump. Once that comes back, I think we'll watch.
We'll definitely watch that
Live.
live. We also watch the real estate shows on Netflix.
Yes.
Selling Sunset, Selling the OC.
I need to watch the OC version.
I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to. It's really not giving.
Here's my question.
What's up? Why?
Not why. How?
So with my ADHD, I have to multitask to get things done.
Yeah.
So something has to be playing or on all the time.
But I can't watch something new if I'm doing something
It depends on the
that
activity.
I have to focus on.
Daytime activities, I can watch new things, but I can't watch the morning show. I have to watch
Yeah.
only reality TV. For some reason, you know how you are like this with music and talking? You can't have lyrics playing and try to capture what someone's talking to you about. You need something to be turned off. For me, when I'm doing day-to-day stuff or like monotonous work, if reality TV is on, I can do both because it's a different kind of attention that I can give to it.
I guess also my brain doesn't process how you guys have time to watch all these shows because I don't work from home.
True.
And so I don't I don't have that luxury.
I've been working from home since 2019
Yeah.
and there's a lot of hours in the day, my friend, of silence. And then I saw Bravo.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we'll watch Vanderpump Live, Selling Sunsets, Selling OC,
Love is. did you
Love is
say Love
Blind.
I watched The Circle. Do you watch The Circle?
I watched the first
Only
season.
the first season.
The second season, I didn't have fun because everyone knew the game.
Exactly.
You know?
That's why I stopped
Yeah.
watching.
It wasn't exciting anymore. Are you still watching it?
I've watched every season.
Really?
I will say there was
You-
one girl who's on it who's from Good Mythical.
Yes.
With Rhett Link, and she was on one of the seasons.
like
of The
season
Circle.
3, I think.
Yeah.
Well, that's good because I think you and I both need shows that neither of
Are-
us watch.
Yeah.
So we can talk to each other
Yeah.
about them. Other ones, The Ultimatum, I slip in every once in a while.
Yeah.
I love
I haven't watched the new season of The Ultimatum though.
also trash. Clearly.
Shocking.
You liked the Queer Ultimatum.
I love
Oh, I didn't watch that one.
love the Queer
Really?
Ultimatum. The conversations these people had with each other,
Yeah.
the adult conversations about relationships and how each other love and how they observe how each other love are so beautiful and so grounded. There's like a lot of healthy people. There's a lot of messed up people on that season too.
Yeah.
But Mal, who is the really tall black woman that's on that first season, the way that she talks to her partner about hard things is so beautiful to watch. And I have never seen that kind of behavior on a reality TV dating show.
Really?
And it was really cool. And I
'Cause
learned
do you know what gays have time for?
what?
Communication.
I know. They prioritize it.
We
and I
talk
love it.
so
I
much.
know. Okay.
Um
So the ultimatums, I do love. I like to slip those in there. The selling OC. Here's the thing. So there's a conspiracy that the sellings are fake, that it's all actors, and that the real estate isn't real. But I can kind of see that it's real on Selling Sunset. Selling OC,
Fake.
there's no
Yeah.
way these people are real estate agents. Like the inner office conversations are so produced. The drama so produced. It just feels fake.
Yeah.
I can't
It's
believe
like they were
that
trying
any
to
of that-
catch the same
Yes,
magic that they
Yes.
got
Yeah.
on Selling Sunset and couldn't
yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
replicate.
That's
We also have a
mostly-
list. Let me double check the list.
The other one I'm thinking of, it's only had one season, but The Perfect Match. No, I don't think it's I think it's just called Perfect Match.
Perfect Match. I heard that was really fake too because everyone that came off the show are all like they
They all broke up.
broke up, but they also never posted anything publicly together.
Yeah.
What's up?
You know one that almost got me because there was a queer season.
is there for Perfect Match?
No, Are You the One?
I only watched season 1 of that.
Same.
It's hot
Back
garbage.
when it was on MTV and it
Yes.
aired at 12 a.m. or like ridiculous.
Well, there's like one season that everybody's bisexual.
Love.
And so your
was that
partner
season
could
2?
be I don't think so.
Oh, I thought that was
But-
early on.
So anyone could be the one. Because all the other seasons it's like, oh, you only have all of these guys to pick from.
Yeah.
But the bisexual season, it's
anybody.
It's anybody.
Double or nothing.
Interesting.
Other shows that I
Couple
watch that
or
you don't watch. I watch some of the Housewives still because that was like my basis of reality TV loves was the Housewives. So I watch Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. They're the best. They're so insane. And then I'm watching the new season, the new crew of New York Housewives because it's all new people and it's Jenna Lyons, who I love with all my heart. And they are wild. I do not like a bunch of them. They're trying to workshop a lot of new people because it's a full new crew. But I'm excited for I think they'll get a season 2, and I'm excited to see who leaves the show.
Yeah.
It's always the best part.
There was one other show. Hold on.
Are you guys watching the new Golden Bachelor?
No.
No.
Thank you for bringing that up. We will not be watching The Bachelors.
No.
Kelly and I have a huge history with The Bachelors. That's how we kind of bonded
I think to begin with.
was through Bachelordom and Bachelor in Paradise. I'm done personally.
Yeah.
I can't do it anymore. It's toxic as all hell.
Oh, every clip I've seen of him is so
Oh,
sweet.
no, not the Golden Bachelor. Like I think
just the brand in general.
the brand in general is messy.
Once COVID hit
it all
and they were
changed.
trying to get a new host, and not that I loved who they brought in from
I did
past
too.
bachelorettes to host and stuff. Like I loved all those girls,
I
but
do too.
it just wasn't the same.
Nope.
It felt forced, which
Yes.
maybe the whole thing was
It
always
always
forced. So like I don't know if that's
True.
new, but I just couldn't get into it.
I couldn't also handle how they handled Black Lives Matter and any of the cancellations that came out of the Bachelor Nation during that time period. All so bad, all so messy. I'm like, ooh, I don't want to associate myself with a company that can't handle those hard conversations.
My problem with that show in general always has been how young
Oh yeah,
these girls are
and guys.
and guys, but like because some of them, the majority of them are like 23,
Yeah,
24.
you
I'm
don't
like,
even know who you are.
that one brain not fully developed
no.
yet. Two,
No.
what are you doing? Why are
know.
you
Yeah.
on the show? Like you think I've given up on love. I'll try this. You're 22.
Well,
Yeah.
and
They're
this-
not there for that though. They're there for
No,
the
I know.
Instagram sponsorships.
and
Oh,
that's
for
what
sure.
it's become.
Yeah.
There was one Bachelor in Paradise where it just totally became about the growth. Like they started fighting about
and they
their
were talking
followers
about it on the
camera,
show.
and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, the magic's gone now. I
Yeah.
don't want to do it. But truly, the real reason I don't want to participate anymore is that one, it's network television, so we know it's going to take decades for them to get ahead of having gay people, having old people, having
Yeah.
fat people. Like they will never.
The fact that we got an old man before we got a
An-
lesbian season.
Amen.
Yeah.
Like why? Like their unwillingness to actually see that their audience has changed drastically.
Yeah.
It's why we all liked Bachelor in Paradise or started to all like Bachelor in Paradise more because we were seeing more conversations happen, more growth happen, and more storytelling happen. And then 2020 happened and it all went to
Yeah.
The only other one that's not on right now because it's not summer anymore that I watch is Love Island UK and UK only.
Only UK. But I've only ever watched the first season. It's the only one I like.
I mean, first season Love Island was
The magic.
Yeah.
Chef's Kiss.
Because of what's her face and
Yes. What's
the,
his face?
yeah.
Yes. The Cockney
The
ones.
what's their
Yeah.
faces.
the what's her face?
Mr. and Mrs. What's her face?
Rebecca, Rachel.
I
what
don't
was-
remember their
Heather.
names.
Hannah.
Hannah. You got there eventually.
I got there. It was a white girl name.
And John.
Something like that.
It's a white girl name. So we will talk about that one when it's back on
Yeah.
because I do love me a UK show.
Yeah.
Can
we
you
could Google
Love
it.
Island season 1, Hannah and
The
John?
UK show I like to watch is the Great British Bake Off.
Ooh.
Oh, we can talk about that.
I haven't.
Hannah and
Isn't there a
John.
new season?
Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
They are not together anymore, but
Oh,
she's
God,
a
no.
mom now.
She is.
she-
And an OnlyFans
But yeah.
girly.
Yeah.
Love
Oh
that.
God, I loved them so much.
They were a riot. They were
They were iconic.
quintessential UK television.
Yes. The one where he's in the blue and she's in
Yes.
the white.
Oh, that hair.
That hair.
I love her.
Love it.
She's the one in her season. She had a full-on mental breakdown because all the women were gaining weight so fast because they weren't moving, and they were just eating all day and sitting all day. And then by the end of the summer, they couldn't fit into their clothes, and all her nails had fallen off because she had fake nails, and she couldn't like get her hair done. She couldn't do her makeup. She couldn't get her Botox done. She had a full breakdown out in the pool of just like, I'm sick of getting
her and
fat.
her curlers. Her and her curlers are the most iconic part of that entire season because she almost every day was in curlers.
Love
for, like, half
Island
the
was
episode.
so different back then. Like
Yeah.
they smoked like crazy.
Oh,
There
yeah.
was a whole smoking section out in the living room or in the backyard, and the house was so trash. It was so nasty by the end of that.
the
summer.
self tanner on every
Oh, no.
surface.
corner, the stairs. You could see all of their feet prints that had gone over time, not been cleaned up because they kept walking from inside the house outside the house.
Yeah.
Oh, so gross.
Oh no.
It's definitely improved, but I do love Love Island.
Yeah.
I just think the first season of any reality show there's something
different.
there's a magic
Yeah.
that you just can't
Yes.
replicate.
Yes.
That's why I haven't finished any other season of The Circle. Because
Yeah.
now that they know how the game works, it's not as entertaining to me.
Is it fun to watch it for the different personalities?
The different personalities. I love how each apartment is
Designed.
individually decorated for that person.
Yes.
And I'm like, I want to do that. Like
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a fun job?
Do you know that the
Yes.
apartment building is in the UK?
Is it really?
Yeah. It's in like a small town in England.
No.
Yes.
No, because all the Circle seasons are in different cities. So each city gets a different Circle building.
Okay, well the original Circle building was in
Yeah, the first couple were in
Chicago
different.
and Milwaukee.
that's the US
But is
version.
like,
Wait, there's a
like
UK
the-
version?
yes. I've not watched the UK version.
yeah, see?
Oh, I didn't know
They
that.
actually filmed the US version in the Salford district of Manchester.
The reason I
Oh.
said that was the new Circle is being filmed right now, and a group of girls on TikTok found where they found
Yeah.
the Circle building in their city
Yeah.
because the big circle is on it.
Yeah.
And it lights
Yeah.
up whenever, and all the rooms light up. It's so fun.
There's
Yeah.
like the Circle Brazil, like there's all different
I've never
ones.
watched
Oh, I
any of the
didn't know
other
I
like
haven't either.
country ones because I don't love subtitles.
Mm.
Oh,
And so
I love
I'm a
subtitles.
subtitles
I know,
girly.
me too.
with that though, I feel like I'm so like reading it.
And
Duh.
not like watching
So
it.
I'm not watching the actual context. So it's like
I get that.
I'm missing a piece of it.
Love is Blind season
Love
5.
is Blind season 5.
Tell me your notes because I know you wrote stuff down. Oh, 2 pages.
2 pages.
Dang.
Some of them I just like wrote down because I needed to like remind myself.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm shocked about the smallest amount of couples leaving the pods.
I'm not.
I mean, I guess based on the people, but like that part's not shocking.
Yeah,
But I feel
it's
like
disappointing.
what I saw on TikTok though, apparently there was like a whole nother couple
Yes.
that got engaged in the pods, went to Mexico,
Yep.
had the wedding. They did the whole thing,
Yep.
and we are not seeing a bit of their storyline.
Renee and
Did they not sign off on
Clark.
it or something?
No.
I think the
Oh,
other
do you know the
bits
tea?
are just too. No, I don't.
Okay. Carl, Renee, and Clark, something. He's the big bearded guy who's bald. They went to Mexico.
And she's like blonde.
crinkly hair.
Yeah.
And they're in the episodes back in Houston because the pod crew gets to come back for events. But here's all the tea that I know, and I don't know how much of it is factual.
Yeah.
She had a boyfriend before casting that she all of a sudden didn't have.
Yeah.
Got on the show. They hit it off, her and the bald guy. They got engaged, had a whole relationship, got married on the show. And then they get off the show and she breaks up with him and doesn't give a reason, divorces him within the first couple of months.
Did they file the marriage
Yes.
license? Oh.
And within 3 months of getting divorced, she got married to her previous boyfriend.
She just did it for the money.
She did it for the money and she did it to get seen. But here's what I do really appreciate from Netflix. They're doing what Bachelor Nation will not, which is do not give them airtime.
Yeah.
If all they're here for is themselves and not the actual experiment, which I appreciate because then it keeps, that is why I like Love is Blind still, because the experiment is still very much experimenting.
Yeah.
So that's why
they completely cut her storyline.
Yes. So
if you're going to try to work the system,
we're going to work you right out of it.
Yeah.
So that's why Mexico felt so short this season because they had to cut everything that they were at, which included all of the group hangs.
Yeah. I was surprised there was no like all the couples going to like the cocktail hour to like meet each other, but we didn't see it because of that.
And evidently there was dramas with them during those times. So there was a lot of filming of them and interpersonal relationship kind of situations.
Bummer.
So they had to cut all that out. You can actually, someone on TikTok already found a few of the clips of Mexico where you can see her and him
really?
On the outskirts of the shots. So yeah, we were supposed to have a whole other storyline and they completely cut it out.
Yeah.
But okay, this season is trash because it's Texas, first of all. Every season that's trash with Love is Blind is because they are doing it in Texas.
Yes.
It's awful.
In the pods, I liked Johnny.
I love Johnny. I don't understand the Johnny slander.
I don't understand it either. I think I still like her. And
I do
think
too.
Izzy's just
Johnny is a woman. Okay.
Oh, Johnny's a woman.
Johnny's a woman, yeah.
Okay.
And I
She's so
think
cute.
Izzy's just like
that was
hurt that I don't know if hurt's the word that I want to use, but he's trying to like play a big game and he's like, you're the worst. Everyone thinks you're cringe and you're fake.
Yes.
And it's like,
here's my
it's you.
Izzy take. Izzy loves to feel like a man and he loves to make women this big around.
Yeah.
Not this big around. Feel this small. Okay? He did it. That's why he cut off things with Lydia when he did, because he was like, oh,
she has a personality.
She's
has
too
a
much.
big
She has a big
personality.
personality and she likes me. I got to shut this down and feel like a man right now.
yeah.
Gross.
The girl he picks is
Stacy.
is the girl who pumps up his ego
Yeah.
constantly
And stays small.
stays small and pushes him sexually, both in the pods, all the innuendos.
Yes.
And you can always tell who they're going to choose based on who is steaming things up in the pods.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, every man always chooses the one that is turning them on in the pods.
And Johnny was a little more reserved
Yes.
in that type of conversation with him in the pods. And
Because she was mature and had learned her lessons in other relationships
Yeah.
to not cross that line, especially before you don't know what the hell they look like.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can talk a big talk,
The
but
conversation at the pod crew meetup when they all got home and he pursued her and sat her down to talk down to her.
Yeah.
For what?
yeah, I didn't understand why.
To make her feel small.
But yeah.
That whole conversation was disgusting.
Yeah.
What?
I popped my.
Oh.
You popped your ghost already?
I popped.
It lasted one.
Oh my God.
Popped my squeegee.
What are your other notes?
She takes it away from me.
Literally like a child.
Don't spill it on the carpet.
What's weird is this stuff doesn't.
I just said Lydia. OMG, she is so much.
You know why? It's the Puerto Rican.
Yes,
She's
But-
Puerto Rican and she says it.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm loud because I'm Puerto Rican and I don't speak English well. I love her. But she's a lot.
Yeah. I was frustrated though with her in the pod section when Aaliyah and Uche had their fight,
Yeah.
and Aaliyah comes back to the women's quarter, and Lydia flocks to her and
Yes.
is like
Obsessed.
with her.
It was gross.
Come to find,
Why are you so upset? She's bisexual.
No. I mean, I kind of thought that too.
Come to find, prior to filming, Lydia and Uche knew each other and
Or
like
in a relationship.
kind of broke up. And I don't understand. I don't
Texas
know
is messy.
where this has landed or what's factual, whatever. But they hooked up like a few months before
3 months.
filming. So like when casting's happening, and so Uche's like, she saw my application, like she did this to follow me, whatever. But it just kind of gives a little.
Wait, so these two girls were hooking up or no?
No.
Uche's the boy,
Uche's the guy. Okay.
and Lydia.
Sorry, I'm
No, you're
trying
fine.
to make
like
this
pictures.
Keep it up.
slightly queer and relatable.
Well, not with Love is Blind.
Not with Love is Blind. Which, sorry.
And Uche's like, Lydia just followed me here, but
he tried to put it off on her while gaslighting the fact that he had sex with her 3 months prior to this conversation. Also, he put Aaliyah down because she's cheated in a past relationship. And it wasn't, no cheating is valid, but like, she explained
she owned
herself.
up to it.
She owned it, didn't even have to, doesn't know this man from Pete, and did it.
Yeah.
You mean,
And in that moment, he doesn't want to clarify that, hey, oh, by the way, I actually do know someone in the pods. Their name is Lydia. Oh, by the way, I did date them. Oh, by the way, had sex with them 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And this is a fresh relationship. Oh, and by the way, she stalked me and it was not a good ending. Didn't tell his person who he wants to marry in the pods any of that. Made her feel like
also
absolute
it negates
trash.
the entire point of the pods.
Yes.
And the premise of the show.
Yeah.
The experiment.
And anytime Aaliyah would come back, Lydia was like her best friend. Like they really bonded and stuff.
Yeah.
But so she's like consoling her because Aaliyah's upset about this fight that they had. And she's like, you and I are the same person. I totally understand where you're coming from and what you're going through. And
While still not telling her, I have a relationship with this person, and knew the whole time. So gross.
Yeah.
That's not girls supporting girls.
It is not a girl supporting
So
girls.
I did not like that at
Me
all.
neither.
But following up on Lydia, now she's with her partner is Milton.
That's not a name.
Milton
is a cartoon character.
He is a little baby.
Can
He's
you Google
24.
Milton Love is Blind?
So he's the youngest one.
He's 24, Halsey.
And Lydia is 31.
There, right there, second image.
I love him.
He's so tall.
He's
a
6,
giant.
7, and she's like what, 5'5"?
Yeah,
maybe?
But
She's
he's
little
just a baby.
He is just a baby. But they go to like this cocktail party.
Girl.
And
Like that one of him towering over her.
I know, with the kiss.
That one.
someone was like,
Yeah.
you guys are both going to have neck problems.
Yes, literally.
But okay, so in the red dress, that picture,
Uh-huh.
I saved a TikTok on my phone because she's upset. She had talked to Izzy
Yeah.
because they were kind of like clearing the air, I guess, or
Yeah,
attempting
whatever.
to, whatever. And she's upset. She wants to go, and she's just like, Milton, yelling for him. And there's a TikTok because she's on her rampage yelling for Milton, and there's this like elderly white man in the background just like scurrying off.
Scared as all hell.
It's, oh my gosh, it's so funny. They're like, I love the fact that like it looks like he's running from her.
Yes, literally. Oh yeah, she's a loud one.
But
Okay, JP and Taylor.
that was my next.
Also known as Mr. January 6th.
I've been trying to Google.
Wait, was he actually there?
There is a conspiracy that he was there or that he wanted to be there.
Oof.
His whole Instagram is like America, like
Everything he wears every day has something red, white, and blue in it or America related. He wears a basketball jersey while they're in Mexico. That's an America jersey. Number 1, America.
I hate it.
Oh, I saw the writing on the walls with this relationship
I'm
from the first
so glad
conversation that you're
I
gay.
don't date men.
Yeah, amen.
I think I have I'm bad at judging characters, I think, because I'll like love a couple or I'll love like an individual in the pod, and then like the more I get to know them, like ugh,
I do too.
I go in big waves.
Yeah, but that's Netflix doing editing well.
Yes.
because there's storytelling.
I liked JP in the pods.
Yep.
His real name's Jared, but there's another Jared, so he
Listen.
goes by JP. So I wrote,
I've never heard a story of a Jared that I liked.
yeah.
Subway Jared.
Oh yeah, Subway
Yeah.
Jared.
But so I really liked him in the pods. He was so sweet. He's like soft spoken,
Southern gentleman.
Southern gentleman, and then cut to Mexico, and he's just like awkward, quiet, standoffish, and like
Will not talk.
will not talk. And Taylor, who he proposed to, is like, why are things so awkward between us? Like, let's try to get
Because
past
they
it.
propose in the pods, right?
Yes,
Sight
before they
unseen.
see- Yeah, sight unseen. And she brought up that it got awkward from the second he saw her. to the point that it made her feel like he did not think that she was attractive because he was so odd. He kissed her weird.
Yeah.
He did this weird like 3 kiss thing to like it. I always called it it's the kind of kiss that makes you know that he doesn't want to kiss anymore after this kiss is done, of like, okay, I'm done. Stop kissing me.
Yeah.
Like the affection was so strange.
And so
he was not at the Capitol insurrection that we know of. But
I've been trying to like Google this.
There have been tweets that make it sound like he wanted to be there and he was bummed that he was not there. And he wears too much red, white, and blue. Okay, so I knew he was bad vibes the second he pulled out the red, white, and blue handkerchief to cry into.
I must not have been looking at the screen when that happened.
It was in the pods, and I was like, oh, red flag. Red, white, and blue flag.
Which is so sad, right? Like, as Americans, that red, white, and blue, our flag
makes me sad.
is a red flag now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so when he saw her...
Oh, yeah, no one with that jawline is a good person.
What jawline?
Exactly.
I can't talk.
Missing in action.
I can't talk. I literally was with the eyes roll this morning like, maybe this will give some definition.
Me every morning.
Define,
I'm like, please.
Define it.
It's awkward from the moment that they see each other. And I was very hopeful because they were the first proposal. And I feel like the first proposal is always like the ones that are like truly, truly, truly in love.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is going to last. And then it was horrible from the
get-go.
He's awkward, whatever. And she's trying to get to the bottom of it. He's refusing to talk. And finally they have a conversation and he's like, you came out so fake because you're wearing makeup. You're wearing fake eyelashes. And
I can't.
And she's like, that's the only time I've ever worn makeup in front of you. Like now she's been like natural, no makeup, beautiful.
But what he wasn't
and
getting.
she's beautiful both ways. However she wants to look.
Exactly.
Like,
your body, your choice.
Yeah. Do what makes you feel beautiful.
He was not getting the point that she was trying to make though, of like, but you didn't know what I looked like. Yeah. So how would you have even known that you like me with or without makeup? Yeah. But it was because she was wearing makeup. It pissed him off so much. And he put her down about her eyelashes. That was the first thing because he did that super soon in Mexico. And I was like, oh, I think he has an issue with her image.
Well, and she made a comment when they were like meeting. She's like, these are fake. Like, oh, my eyelashes are a lot. Like, these are fake.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, and he made like a kind of like a
snarky side. Yeah. Anyways, so in Mexico.
I'm so glad that I'm a lesbian.
Amen. In Mexico, after a couple of days of him not talking and her having to hold all of the conversations with this person that she's engaged to, he finally breaks one of the nights and says what's actually on his mind, and it's the makeup. And her face is just like, flabbergasted.
Are you kidding me?
Are you insane? Especially when she's looking at him in his America jersey, and I'm just like,
yeah,
you don't have the right to speak in this room, sir. No. So she's super uncomfortable and leaves for the night and says, I can't sleep next to you. This is too weird.
I'm going to my own
Especially
room.
when it's about her image. Like that's his issue. If her wearing makeup, like what the hell? And
that's so sad.
They came back the next morning and she basically broke it off. She gave him the ring. She said, I just don't feel like this is right. I feel very uncomfortable because you've based this on how I hold myself. Like, I just feel like that's a messed up thing to bring into a marriage.
Well, and she gave him so many opportunities to like rephrase what he was saying. Yeah, like if he had said it any other way, honestly, like
or sooner,
yeah, brought it up sooner.
Yeah,
then like things could have been different.
That he waited almost on purpose.
Yeah. So
sucks.
Gross.
Anybody else?
We shall see. No, I mean those are Johnny is dating Chris now,
which I love.
Her like she broke it off with him and then like went back.
Izzy broke it off with her
because Izzy broke it off with her and then she went back to Chris,
which is a little messy.
Yeah, but I mean,
you changed your mind. Okay, I love this on TikTok. Did you see the discourse about like so? Johnny can't change her mind and we need to nail her to the wall because she's a woman who changed her mind.
Yes.
But what's himself from the last season who literally went to Mexico with someone else, Arena.
Yes.
Zach.
And Bliss.
Zach and Bliss. And because he's a little quirky and he's a little nerdy and he changed his mind and realized that Arena was treating him like crap because she just didn't like him, he broke it off in Mexico and then went back to Seattle and got engaged to his other pod person. Yeah.
And they're still married.
He's giving autism vibes. He's
Seattle
on the spectrum.
Serial killer vibes.
Seattle serial killer vibes. I do love their relationship.
I do too.
Because they're so nerdy and weird.
Are they still together though?
They are.
Yeah.
They've all been married over almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
They're cute. So when that all happened, everyone was like up in arms against Arena because Arena was like tacky and trashy and she was not liking Zach for all of these really shallow reasons, and everyone like gathered up around Zach. Literally, Johnny did the same exact thing, but she did it faster. She did it within the pods before anyone got engaged.
Yeah.
And right at her rights, they met, the guy that she's with now, they met in the airport. And it was like this really weird kismet moment where like they just knew that they were each other's person from the pods because they hadn't seen each other yet.
And she was like, I heard his voice and I knew it was him.
Yeah. And he didn't know it was her. And he she was laying down taking a nap in the airport, and he walked up to her and grabbed her hand because he knew it was her.
Chills. Isn't that so cute?
So cute. And
Yeah.
her mom has already said that he's the best person she's ever dated.
Yeah.
And moms know, man.
Moms know, man. So that's Love is Blind as of right now. Everyone is back in Texas being messy. And the only other couple we haven't really talked about, because I could literally care less, is Izzy and Stacy.
Yeah.
Ugh,
I'm like,
yucky. Affluent white female, comes from money, expects money from her hubby, works in PR, I think, and marketing.
Yeah,
She's so
I
boring.
think.
And then
predictable.
he's basically hot. Like that, he's hot, he has a big dick. That is his personality.
And money.
No, doesn't have money. So that's their only spiciness, is he's in between jobs right now because he came on the show, and he's younger than her and just starting his career in insurance. Ding. But he do got a pipe. And sometimes we like that. And that's really their entire
It's
relationship.
the great part about being engaged.
Yeah. So that's Love is Blind.
I'm like, I'm kind of bored with them.
So
and
bored.
like,
I'm only in it for the drama at this point.
Yeah.
For this season.
wrap up question.
Yeah.
From me, if you have more you want to say.
No.
But this is like, do you think you can see any of the three
None
saying
will
yes?
last.
Do you think any will say yes though, or do you think they'll all say no or mixed?
Lydia will say yes because Lydia wants to be married.
Yeah.
Period. End of subject. She doesn't care who she's married to. She just wants to be married.
Yeah.
She's in that level of
I don't
30s.
think Milton will say yes.
Milton will absolutely not say yes
think-
because he's 24. No.
Yeah.
He's such a child. Go be a child.
But
Izzy and Stacy, depending on how I think conversations go.
She'll say no.
Yeah.
But it's also like the Bachelor Nation stuff, right?
Yeah.
There's no longevity to those relationships anymore. The only ones who
No.
are still together are the ones from the first few seasons.
But also, some of those have gotten divorced. I mean,
Yeah.
that is the nature of, we're talking about American shows. That's the
Yeah.
nature of American marriage.
Yeah.
Facts.
We do have a 50-50 divorce rate. Like,
Yeah.
anything can. That's why these reality shows have become so popularized because, who
Yeah.
cares? You never know
not?
how you're going to meet.
But that divorce rate isn't actually accurate anymore, especially if you factor in queer marriage.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure it's way heavier divorce rate than what is actually reported.
Yeah.
But I agreed. Yeah, let's say who we think will say yes, who we think will say no. So Izzy will say yes. Stacey will say no.
Milton, no. Lydia,
Lydia,
yes.
yes.
That's the only other,
There will only be 2 marriages from this group.
because everyone else
Is
is
donezo.
done, or we're not going to see it, or they didn't get together. The only other couple that we didn't really talk about, which I don't think it really matters, is after pods, Uche and Aaliyah met
Yes.
up in person.
They're
and-
dating now.
Are they?
Yes. So
Oh.
interesting that you brought that up. The lunch in the last episode
Yeah.
was edited to look way worse than it was actually. They have come out since and said, okay, well, this is ironic because at that lunch, we ended the lunch with our first kiss and said
Oh.
we were going to be dating each other and try this on for size and give it a shot. And they're still to this day together. And I think they moved in together.
That makes me so sad because I was like, they showed us this
Oh,
lunch.
that's also editing.
Oh, no, that's what they said.
1,000%. Yeah. But I'm like, why are you showing us this lunch? Because it's like,
It's all
we
in the
see,
edit.
they meet up and it's like,
Did they? No.
oh,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Netflix is saying,
Did
did
they
they?
Yeah, and it's like
But you know why?
my brain just like shut off because I was like panicked.
You're like, I don't know.
Where am I?
What?
They don't have enough footage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they are scrambling.
Yeah.
Also, they're on writer strike. Also, no one wants to work with Netflix right now. So it's why you've seen a ton of documentaries launch on Netflix in the last month because they have no content. And the only
Yeah.
content that they can put out is stuff that isn't scripted and is
And that they can
news-based,
purchase
and
from
they can purchase
people who
100%.
actually
Or
funded and made it themselves.
have you noticed that all of the top things of the week in your area or in your country are all old movies and old shows?
Yeah.
Yes. That makes sense.
Because they're trying to flood the algorithm with old content because they don't have any new content.
Yeah.
So that's why this season is just utter dumpster
Garbage.
fire and
Yeah.
garbage because they don't have enough footage. So they're doing a bunch of filler stuff and it doesn't feel like Love is Blind.
Yeah.
It feels like a random dating show
Yeah.
in Houston.
Yeah. Yeah. The lunch happened and I was like, that gave me no new context
None.
because from what we saw, they're not together. They end up like, why are
Fighting.
Yeah. And
So weird.
I was like, okay, on to the next. So
Same with like the Johnny and Chris aspect. I feel like we got a lot of that footage at the party
Yeah.
because there was nothing else happening.
yeah.
Kind of a bummer. Okay. We are going to do closing conversations with Kelly and Halsey and give you some homework.
Mm-hmm.
Get
Yes.
ready. Happies and crappies?
Yeah. Crappy. Start with my crappy.
I
end
like
it
to
on my
start with
happy.
a crappy.
Yeah, you have to end on a high.
But the
Yeah.
name has to be Happies and
Yes,
Crappies.
Well,
yes,
yes.
yes.
It just-
Crappies and happies just doesn't
That
flow
doesn't
as
flow.
No. It doesn't flow off the palate.
yeah. I hated that.
What's wrong with me? I hated it too.
We accept you.
I know.
You're crappy.
My crappy. Mom having COVID again.
Ugh, yeah.
It's been crappy. Just because it sucks that she doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
she just
And
has
she has-
not gotten a break.
No,
Yeah.
she hasn't gotten a break. I mean, yeah, it is. Yeah, mom having COVID sucks, especially because that makes like home life really,
Trepidatious.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Luckily, we live across the hall from each other, so I can pretty easily keep her in her cave.
Stay back.
Stay in your corner.
Literally,
Yeah.
I open my door and go, retreat.
I'm coming.
I'm coming out.
Back, demon.
Get back.
Okay.
Happy. I'm with you guys. It's so nice. This morning was a happy. I feel like we got to have like a nice little business meeting.
Serious
It felt-
business.
Serious business.
Serious business.
Serious business day. And it felt really good.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm having fun on TikTok. I'm having fun doing, podcast content, but also just like me content.
Trying
and
new things.
Trying new things. I got tiny microphones.
That is a happy.
Lots of happies.
I have a happy. Oh, look out for episode 4 of the podcast because I'm gonna be wearing my TikTok purchase of the week.
Ooh, yeah.
And it is a good one. I'll be
Classic.
shouting out the creator because it's my new favorite item of clothing.
Yes.
I'm really excited about it.
Support small business.
It's more small business.
Awesome. Happies and crappies?
Me, my turn.
Yeah.
I knew this was coming, so I should have mentally prepared a little bit more. But my crappy, I'll also start with that, I guess. A little bit, it's mixed with a happy and a crappy, but Hutch's surgery this past week was happy that it's behind us, but recovery, he just wants to be out.
Yeah. We should clarify. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Pod pups. Archie and Hutch are Kelly and Jansen's dogs. They're the big dogs that you see on camera.
Yes.
Hutch is the golden boy with the big eyebrows and
Yeah.
the great little, and this is his dog voice. And then Archiekins is the OG
Yes.
of the Kelly Jansen family.
Yes.
And he's a distinguished gentleman.
He is. When he gets a haircut, it looks like he's wearing a little suit because he has like this white patch on his chest.
He's a little old man.
And
He's not that old, but
he's not that
the
old.
old man.
Yeah, he's 5.
Yeah.
he acts like an old man.
He does. He's
And he has a
crotchety.
little bit of separation anxiety
yeah.
with like all humans. He just wants to be by us all the time,
Yeah.
which we love.
We love him.
And
He's a
then
snuggle.
Halsey, nope. Heidi, names. Heidi is James and my dog, and she was rescued. here in California when she was a puppy, and now she just turned 14, and she's usually
a Chowini.
She's really usually right next to me. Yeah. That following mom, where's the dog? They're always following mom. TikToks. Yes. I need to make that with Heidi.
Yep, honestly,
she's
same.
Always with me.
Yep.
Yeah.
They just follow mom.
And then there's my buddy.
And then we have another. Yeah.
We do have another pod pup who's
not
never
here.
in this house because he doesn't play well with others.
Yeah.
I have Wilson, who's also a rescue. We got him the day after in 2015. He's named after Russell Wilson, who was at the time the Seattle Seahawks quarterback. All right. They lost the Super Bowl the day before we got him in Phoenix.
Oh, so it's your fault.
Yeah, it's my fault.
Jinxed it.
Not the not running the ball. That wasn't.
No,
Never. It was me getting a dog the day after.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Finally found the reason why.
Yeah. He's kind of a gremlin. He's a terrier mix. He's a bit of a terror.
He's had some trauma.
He's had some trauma. He's getting old. Yeah. He just turned. He's probably about 11.
His teeth are falling
out.
Poor buddy.
His eyes are going a little milky.
Yeah. We're pretty sure that Heidi can't see, like, that she can't. She just turned to me like, Mom, don't tell my business. We kind of feel like she can't see, like, the periphery stuff because I'll be like, Heidi, like, waving at her right next to her. Or, like, I'll be sitting somewhere and she'll be so excited, like, trying to look for me, and she'll walk right past me go down the hallway to the other room.
Like, I'm right here.
So, yeah. So, if you're an audio listener... God, we're so ADD.
I know. I'm sorry. Okay, but I just wanted to say who was who.
My crappy. Our dogs are also rescues. You guys both mentioned that.
Yeah.
Ours, so we love a rescue.
Heidi's literally leaving the room. That's how
we love a project. That's what comes down to it.
We do.
Honestly, though. So Hutch just got fixed this past week. So just trying to keep him mellow and happy and calm, and he wants to play so bad. So that's my crappy, just because it's a little anxiety giving to myself because I don't know what to expect or how to handle them sometimes. But
and you just feel like you always have to have eyes on them,
or
keep them in a contained space.
Yeah, I'm like, don't jump on the furniture, don't
run,
do anything, just lay there, please.
Yeah, but he's doing really good though.
He is doing good, and we haven't given him any medicine today. I don't think.
Oh, good. So weaning him off.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's just upsetting his tummy.
Yeah, I think so. Oh yeah, because
he got sick,
regurgitated some things.
Yeah, it was
cute.
Anyways, so my crappy. My happy, coming off of my birthday, that was a fun special. I felt very, 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 very loved by everyone, and I appreciate it so much.
We love you.
And I love everybody back. Jansen did an amazing job at spoiling me, and I did, I think, a good job at not spoiling it.
Yeah, you did.
So I'm proud of all of us.
Yeah.
And I got my Ninja Creamy.
Yes.
So.
And we have reaped the benefits.
Oh, we already did. We got a little taste test last night.
We made our first ice cream.
Yeah. We'll put the taste tests up on TikTok eventually, so that you can see that.
Yes.
So delicious. We're gonna taste a couple different flavors. Kitchen with Kelly.
Yeah. We're doing 3 different flavors this weekend. So we did a cookie dough. We're doing a chocolate Reese's peanut buttery cup one, and then I made a pumpkin pie one that, if it's good, get ready for Thanksgiving because it's gonna be my dessert that I bring.
Yay!
So.
Not cranberry ice?
Not cranberry
ice. No, I'll make cranberry ice.
Yeah, that's a given.
That's a tradition that cannot be broken. So
we also could make a strawberry rhubarb flavor or a banana flavor because we all have banana. We have too many.
We have a lot of bananas right now.
So I don't like banana flavored things.
I don't either, but James does, and we need to get rid of them.
Does he like the banana runts?
Probably. He's strange.
I love banana runts. The best runt in the group.
Disagree.
The orange.
The orange.
Get out of here.
I love anything orange flavored.
I don't. The strawberry is my favorite. I love fake strawberry things. My happies and crappies.
Yes, your turn.
'Twas your crappy.
My crappy was probably was my like weird tendon shoulder injury this week because of all the driving made sleep not happening, non-existent, which was rough. And I slept in so many different beds this last couple of weeks.
Which is not your favorite.
Not my favorite. I do love a same bed situation. So it was nice to get back home for at least a few hours in between road trips. It's just been a lot. I feel drained, and I also feel like I'm behind on things I actually do want to work on. My happy. There's so much.
What a blessing.
Blessed. Hashtag blessed.
How blessed are we? We have so many happies.
Yeah, no,
Life is good.
Life is good. It's feeling like the train is chugging along now. Like we weren't just at a standstill anymore, that things are progressing.
The ball is rolling.
The ball is rolling. Like we're going, and I can't wait to see it all unfold. I'm so hopeful. I haven't been hopeful in a very long time about anything that I've been working on. And it just feels, again, it's still, everything still feels right. It still feels like I'm healing some part of my inner child by getting to play with you guys and like create weird, fun things. And
it definitely like gets me through my work week.
Yeah.
It gets me through my little 9 to 5.
Yeah. And just the chance to also strengthen our own interpersonal relationships and have something, because I do feel like we've talked about, if we're not all having babies and raising children, then what are we building and creating together? And what is the common denominator? Because it's no longer church, and it's no longer children, and it's no longer like the normal family get-togethers. So what else could it be for the Carlins and the Gabbards?
So we have no more weddings in the foreseeable future.
Yeah, for the foreseeable future. But you're right. Like we're all set, and now we've grown, and now we get to grow together and see what that looks like. I'm excited. That's my happy.
I like it.
Anyone looking for a girlfriend in the Phoenix metro area
or beyond, because I'm have desires to leave
to relocate
to another country.
So just be prepared, Halsey. We're coming with.
If you get a green
we
card,
are a package
we get a green card
deal.
So
you get a green card.
You get a green card. Anyone in the Norway area, New Zealand?
Yes.
Oof, not
Please.
New Zealand.
Why not New Zealand?
Fun fact, you cannot become a New Zealand resident if you have a official diagnosis of autism. Like, you can't immigrate.
That's shitty.
Yeah.
Have you been officially diagnosed?
No,
Oh,
but
well, then don't get that.
I know, but it's still like, it's the
Shitty.
yeah.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
Okay. Calls to action.
Yes.
So
On that note,
I'm already very excited about this episode because it had a plot and we followed it for the most part.
Yes.
Which makes this the episode that I want more people to share.
yes.
So this is a call to action for all you people that are part of the inner circle. The people who are already following us, who are already invested and interested, we need you to start sharing some links. So on social, on everything, we are at Blood and Contracts, fully spelled out, all the letters.
Justine, that's at you.
Oh, there you go.
Being called out.
Called out by name. Allie, I see you.
Oh, shoot.
You
Dang,
told
we
me you
see
listen.
you. Wow, she's using
We
real names.
appreciate you. And we'll appreciate you even more.
If you share. We need you to share literally we've given you so many different things you can share. You can share the trailer that is pinned on our Instagram and our TikTok. You can share the newest net new episode from Spotify, Apple, YouTube. We don't care. Pick one. Whatever is your...
Leave a review. Share a screenshot of that.
Yes.
We love a review.
We love a review.
We love a review.
5 stars only, please. I'm just kidding. You can choose whatever you want. Choose your choice. I will just ban you from something. I'm just kidding.
We do know we're really going to be making it the first hate comment.
I can't wait until we have our first hate comment. Bring it,
I know.
please. It'll be a Swiftie.
Facts.
Facts.
It'll be me on my private account.
Wow, she's already making the private account.
Uh,
Okay. We also need you to engage. So if you see stuff of ours on TikTok, we need you to like it. We need you to share it. We need you to save it.
If you see something, say something.
That's just a good rule of thumb for life. So
In every context.
Yeah.
And then we also, this is a to-do for you guys too. When you see our content, please watch it all the way through, especially if you're on TikTok and Instagram, because what we need is our watch times to go up and for people to see the full piece of content and not just engage with the first 5 seconds and then leave.
yeah.
We need you to do your due diligence and watch the whole thing.
What I am seeing, people be dipping out at the 10-second mark.
I know.
People miss Vine.
They do miss Vine, but TikTok, as we know,
Yes.
the time length, like you have access to hour-long TikToks.
No,
You were on crack?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It was 60 seconds, and then I saw the 10-minute, and my eyes glitched, and so I thought it said that I had access to 60-minute long
That's on
TikToks.
dyslexia.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, a little bit.
Just a little bit of dyslexia. Okay, so rule of thumb, engage. Watch.
Yes.
New things for October that will be coming out are new ways to share time with us, which will be on Patreon. Heidi's going to do a little
Heidi's
roll
having
about.
some issues.
Heidi loves the new carpet, by the way. She's a huge fan. She's like, wow, this fresh carpet is delicious.
Yes.
It smells so good, and I rub
And
my
I need it to
face
smell
in-
like me.
smell like me.
Oh, and her sneezes. It's the last.
Why are you talking like this?
You're such
Okay.
a sauce.
Patreon is coming.
Yes.
On Patreon for now. There will be different levels at some point, but like the baseline level will give you access to a lot of content, which will include unhinged, unfiltered late night episodes of two buns and a brunette.
Do you want to hear me say some bad words?
You want to hear some spicy combos,
Some spicy.
some dark combos, some high combos because we partake in the herbs. Those will be on Patreon. So you'll want to continue the conversation over there, and Heidi will continue to roll around on the carpet.
So distracted.
It's so much. Oh, she's left. She got embarrassed.
She's like, and I'm done.
And I'm done.
Other things to come. We're going to be doing like events and fun things to
Yeah.
do together.
Oh, so excited for next weekend. And the weekend after.
Yes.
Well, so the Friday the 13th, I'm going to go watch my friend perform burlesque in Tucson.
Fun.
I'll document
On
tons
the
of that
TikToks.
because they're very talented and I love them very much.
So fun.
And then we're going to Macklemore
Next week.
in LA
2 weeks.
in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So excited. I'm going to feel so old. Can't wait.
Love it. Hey, he's old, so. Yeah.
So another reason to watch our TikToks is that you're going to see more day in the life stuff or like what we're up to as individuals, but all on Blood and Contracts. So you'll get a little taste of everything that we're doing on the day to day. If you need more lifestyle, cooking, working from home, dog mom,
Yeah.
that's your Kelly.
Me. I got you.
If you want unhinged, gay, as the day is
Bits and
long,
tips.
bits and tips, makeup, funniness, comedy,
Concert tips.
oh
I
yeah,
go to so many shows.
that's Halsey. I'm everything else. I don't know what I am right now. I'm
Or
a question
Bailey.
mark. I'm the one in the midlife crisis. And I don't know who I am. If you want that, you come here for that. So please follow us on TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for watching, listening, sharing, and being with us on Blood and Contracts. We'll see you on the next one. I'm Bailey.
I'm Kelly.
And I'm Halsey.
Bye.
Bye.